lot more right here on DXB Today. Yeah, welcome to another edition of DXB Today. I hope you've had a great day. We'll settle in for what promises to be a highly entertaining next 60 minutes. The only show that shines a spotlight on a number of different things that make this city tick. One of them, of course, being the comedy circuit, which is literally exploding at the moment. From small, humble origins, it's gone global. So comedy is going to be one of our central themes, but that's not all. Here's what else is coming up tonight.
Ash heads down to Dubai Media City Amphitheatre to meet SB19, the award-winning boy band from the Philippines, disrupting the music space with their world tour.
And we've got the talented singer Alexa Bash joining us right here in the studio. Also guys, the Dubai Comedy Festival just concluded. We've got the Abu Dhabi Comedy Week happening right now. Is there anything that you guys have watched or been to throughout that?
No, I'm ashamed to say that I haven't been to any gigs this season, but the beauty, I think, of the circuit at the moment is that it's not seasonal. You know, it's pretty much year round. It used to be very seasonal, and obviously going to be meeting a couple of the organisers, helped to put and bring some of the greatest comedians to town as well. Also seeing the fact that A, it's year long, but B, there are options across the Emirates now as well, with big gigs down in Abu Dhabi and up in the Northern Emirates. You don't have to go far for a bit of fun.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Definitely. I'm going to say I'm not really a comedy person.
Oh, we think you're hilarious.
Well, I'm glad you think I'm hilarious, but yeah, watching comedy is not usually my thing, but I do definitely see how the industry has definitely changed over the last few years. I mean, before I think you were hard come by to find a comedy show, but definitely there's a lot more going on now, and really excited to see what we have coming up with some of our fantastic guests.
Yeah, I know, since we have today's show is all about comedy, we've got someone who is a dentist, but also the first stand-up comedian here in the UAE. So let's see who's our guest co-host.
Hi, assalamu alaikum. My name is Abs Ali. I'm a dentist and I'm also the first Emirati comedian. My mom's really proud of the first part, but I hope you guys will enjoy the comedy part. And I can't wait to co-host the show soon. I'll see you soon.
Yes, Abs will be joining us right here in just a little bit. But first, Ash caught up with the multi-award-winning Filipino boy band SB19 to find out how they're bringing Filipino music and culture into the international spotlight. Let's take a look.
I'm going to speak to the biggest pop band from the Philippines, the P-pop sensation SB19. The boys are just at rehearsals right now, and I'm looking forward to catching up with them very soon. We all know the concept of K-pop because it has taken the world by storm, but you are the largest P-pop band in the Philippines and Asia. I want to know a little bit more about SB19.
Way back 2016, our old company before, they had an audition and they were looking for only talented Filipinos that can sing and dance, because they were planning to form a group, only a group of performers, for them to bring in all parts of the Philippines just to perform musical performance in every part of the Philippines. The company decided to launch a boy group. Then this happened. Yeah, that's SB19 right now.
Tell me a little bit about the work that goes behind putting on a show.
I guess it's foundation, strengthening the foundation. Every day we train from 2 to 9 or onwards, 9 p.m. onwards.
Full day.
And we do like stretching, basic that.
So fitness is very important.
It's very important
Because
you're not just dancing and you're not just singing. You're doing it simultaneously.
Yes.
So you need endurance and stamina to be able to pull off those two things at once.
I believe that song "Go Up" is the one that made you all viral. Correct? Yes. Okay.
So back 2018, we posted our dance practice video, and someone posted it on Twitter, X, and people notice and recognize our talents, and that's how SB19 blew up, and then we got known all over the Philippines.
That was actually going to be my next question, because I mean, gone are those days when you just needed to be a good singer or a good singer and dancer, a good performer. I think social media plays such an important part these days. In fact, I guess the least interesting song that didn't do very well, at the billboards can just take off because somebody made an amazing choreography of it on TikTok. So what would you say is the power of social media?
It's easier for us to like share talent, and especially we can actually look or see a lot more people and talented artists to like we're gonna be inspired by them. It's easier.
Where do you see where do you see yourself a few years from today? What would be the goal?
I guess the nearest goal is to perform in Coachella.
Oh, yes. You see so many international artists performing at Coachella, and do you see yourself there in a couple years from today?
I'm seeing myself.
Definitely.
I'm seeing myself in that stage right now.
Actually, it's hard. It's hard for us to, to say it right now, but they said
right now,
you need to manifest it.
Manifest it.
Yeah. Manifest it, and you cannot predict the future, but you need to do it right now.
Coachella,
Yeah.
you're gonna be there.
Blow the stage up.
Absolutely. And you're going to blow the stage up tonight here in Dubai Media City. Wish you guys all the very best. Thank you for speaking to me today.
Thank you so much, Dubai. Thank you so much.
So, didn't have Ash down as a K-pop fan, but there she was, doing a sterling job as always. Big thanks to Ash for that one. Right, on to the rest of the show, and our guest co-host today is an Emirati comedian known for his unique humour and relatable storytelling, blending cultural experiences into his stories and content. Please welcome to DXB Today, Abs Ali. Abs, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you so much.
There would be so many of our viewers out there, Abs, going, hang on, so he's a dentist and he's a comedian as well. The two hats that Mr. Ali wears on a daily basis. But the other part of that is dentist, within your surgery, you've got one audience member, comedian, up on stage, hundreds, thousands of audience members. When did you know that the dentist surgery wasn't going to be enough, that you needed to perform in front of a crowd?
The funny thing is, I knew I wanted to be a stand-up comedian before I was a dentist. So I was 13 when I wanted to be a comedian. So that was 2003. And then at 15, my mom put the idea of, you need to be a doctor or engineer or lawyer. And I was like, I don't like the last two, I'll be a doctor. And then my uncle's like, be a dentist. Look at my brothers, they're depressed. Be a funny, happy guy, be a dentist. So yeah, the comedy came in first before the dentist.
But you knew from an early age that stand-up was the way forward for you?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I love to make people laugh. That was my only feature.
Not just from the laughing gas, no?
No, just through the gift of the gab, as you guys say. So I'm quite fortunate that I can do two things that I like simultaneously. It's not easy, but I'm happy that I can do both.
So you mentioned there that your mum encouraged you to be a dentist. And I was just wondering, how does she feel now that you're doing the comedy?
I remember I asked her, I was like, how do you feel about me doing comedy? She's like, son, as long as you have a degree, you could do whatever you want. And I was like, okay, I got the degree, and I got, like, to them, I guess the Arab parents' mentality, one of the highest degrees for them. To me, it's just the title. But if you're happy, I'm happy. That's how it is. So.
Okay, so she was understanding.
She was supportive, actually. Yeah,
Okay,
I would say she's very supportive. Yeah, we've done stand-up together.
Okay.
Yeah, a few shows, but she always comes off stage and she goes, people just laugh at anything here. I go, no, you're funny.
I wanted to ask, do you use material maybe from you being a dentist or situations that happen in
I'm a professional. I separate fiction from non-fiction. No, I don't like to mix them.
Okay.
For a very long time, I didn't used to tell people that I did stand-up comedy. I would tell people I'm a dentist.
Okay.
And whoever, like initially people would meet me, they'd know me as the dentist, and then people who saw me at shows would be like, oh, you're the comedian. And I go, I'm actually a dentist as well. And so they never mix. But now I'm
But you don't have any like situations that happen to you maybe during the office?
No, here actually in New Zealand a lot, because Kiwi people have a interesting sense of humor. I think like English humor, they have a bit of self-deprecation. But here it's, you have to be professional, you have to, and I think people have an image of you when you say you're a doctor. So they're like, okay, he's a robot. He just fixes things. He has no sense of humor. But yeah, nothing has really mixed yet.
You're renowned for your observational humour as well. You pick up on the everyday that a lot of people will see, and then you obviously see the funny side of it. Do you think that's been informed by your travels as well? Obviously, you've got the Emirati heritage and all the time you spent here, and very comfortable here in the UAE. But you've been on the road a long time. You've had a very sort of global experience. Has that helped with the humour, do you think?
I think that has helped. I think growing up in Dubai, a lot of cultures mix. You know, I always tell people like Dubai is one of the greatest cities, not just because I'm from here, but where else can you have karak and a croissant? Like you have an Indian chai and then you have a French pastry, you know, so you're already embedded with other cultures subconsciously. So, I love learning about cultures, and I like to break the ice. I like to know the nuances, you know. I could probably do a British accent as well, and then we could just chat about fish and chips, innit?
I'm gonna say, is that your British accent?
No, that's one of three.
We've got to work on that.
One of three.
But talking about English, you do deliver your jokes all in English. What is the reason behind that? Is it just purely so you've got more of an international audience, or?
It's partly that, and I think in English. I think in English, the first exposure I had to stand-up comedy was English. I don't know if you guys know this, but it started in America and probably the 60s, Lenny Bruce and a lot of other old school comedians. Richard Pryor, I love Richard Pryor, yeah. So Arabic stand-up only happened mid-2000s. And I did try doing Arabic stand-up, but the thing is with the Arabic dialect, we have multiple dialects. So you could tell we speak a Marathi dialect and then someone will speak a Syrian dialect, but some people won't understand that. But English, thankfully, is universal.
Well,
you know, to a point.
Difficult. We're both can't understand a word she says.
Hey, if you had a Scottish person here, it would have been great.
I would say I'm happy to report that your Scottish accent is much better than Ahmed. He was trying to perform for us earlier.
We watched Baby Reindeer, so I was trying to Baby Reindeer.
Reindeer?
It doesn't work that way. I also wanted to ask you, do you have any upcoming shows happening anytime soon right now?
Well, it's difficult. I don't have anything set because my schedule changes. But you can usually find me on Fridays at Mad Cat Comedy.
Okay.
So that's the one that's run by Mikdad Dohadwala.
Yeah.
And if I can plug another producer, Ima Dumagai does Comedy Kicks.
Yeah.
So usually on the weekends you'll catch me because I'm between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So.
In terms of gigs, was there, and you've performed not just here in the UAE, around the world as well, was there one gig that you've come off stage and said, I've nailed it?
It's funny, you're taking me back, Stephen. I remember I was in Abu Dhabi at a gallery, and it was like it's the first time I do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think it was my second year of doing stand-up. And we didn't get paid back in the day, but the hosts of the gallery invited us to kebab, and I was like, that was the best show, best form of payment was dinner. You know, so that one really stood out for me.
Well, Abs, we still have a lot to talk about, but coming right up, we are meeting the founder of the longest serving comedy club in the region. It's the Laughter Factory after this, so stay tuned.